OpenAI, they did it. They finally did it. They open sourced their models, like, but not actually their full models. They handpicked some of their weights, and they're giving us to it for free. Finally, open actually means open. You would think they said advanced weight. Open weight reasoning models to use customized for any use case, and it could run anywhere. Well, you can't actually run. You cannot run this anywhere because they're pretty big models, right? You're looking at 120 billion parameters and 20 billion parameters. What you can't run. That's just too much. That's too much to run on. It says most desktops. Come on, you're already negating your statement of run anywhere. Obviously, you're not going to run this like on a Raspberry Pi or an embedded IoT device. You have to have a pretty beefy desktop or a modern, newer laptop so this could run. Let's try it out. Let's try out the OpenAI open source models. They just released them. We've got two options at our fingertips, 120 billion and 20 billion. The easy one, of course, is most systems, many systems can run the 20 billion. They make it really easy. Now, there's a whole bunch of options that you can use to install it and run it. The option, if you're going to run something like this in production, you'll probably want to run it through the really simple Transformers pipeline from Hugging Face using PyTorch. And this is going to give you hardware acceleration using NVIDIA GPUs. This is your best option for, say, server, like something in the data center, right? You're going to run something in a data center, or you're building applications and you really want to build it using Python and code. This is the way to do it. If you want to just give it a try, though, it actually, walking over here, there was a try it out option I saw that just makes it really easy. You don't have to download or install anything. Don't show reasoning. Oh, no, I wanted it to show reasoning. Why did I click that? Oh, here we go. I can just click the show reasoning button right there. Okay. What is PubNub? Let's just try that. Let's see what it's going to say. Thinking. Okay, so it says it's thinking. Oh, it shows its thoughts. See, now this is new. It's never done this before. OpenAI has always kept this secret, the showing the reasoning part of it. And so what we got here was the output in Markdown format, and it's been interpolated so you can see it in table format. And it shows us all the things. Wow, this is really great. Even gives you some sample source code. That's actually amazing. Can't believe they've done this. Wow, this is impressive. Oh, it's still going. It's not done yet. This is really capable. This is like, you can actually use this for something in production. Now, if you were going to say you wanted to build your own OpenAI, now you could easily do that just by running this code. You would want to wrap this Python code in, say, like a web server, some sort of like a fast Python web server, and then you'd be able to basically rebuild what OpenAI has already done, and you can have your own private OpenAI. That's really exciting. So with OpenAI's new open source models that they just released, it's the easiest option to actually get it to running on your own system is with Olama. There's a whole bunch of other options, but it requires installing a lot more dependencies, and you run into issues and things like that. The easiest option is installing. So you start out with installing Olama. Click install Olama. Click your operating system, Windows or Mac or Linux, and then you follow the download instructions, and then you install it on your local system. Then you can easily run the command to install the OpenAI's open source model. And OSS means open source software. That's what that OSS, and GPT is generative pre-trained transformer. I was they took this domain, which means they now have captured GPT, which is not their term, right? OpenAI doesn't own the term GPT, but they've just sort of monopolized on this term in not only in Olama, but in Python, PyPy. So you can pip install GPT. So now, even though it doesn't say OpenAI, it says GPT, which now I guess they're in control of. They control it now. Okay, good job, OpenAI. All right, so you run Olama poll GPT OSS and 20 billion to get it running on your local system. It will download, and now you can run it really easily. And I give it a run. So Olama run GPT OSS :20 billion. What is PubNub? And then it's pretty neat. You can see. I'll go ahead and rerun this here so you can see what that looks like on my system. I don't have any fancy GPUs or anything, so we're going to be running it through CPUs. Probably going to, this could be a problem because this is going to take over all the CPUs and I'm trying to record it at the same time. Is it going to even work? So it has to load it into memory the first time. It's going to take, oh, yeah, here we go. We're starting to collide on our resources here. All right, so you can see here, off to the races. It's doing its thing. Check this out. It's answering the question very slowly. This is kind of neat. You've never seen this before. Is the thinking process. We get to see the thinking tokens. OpenAI has always kept that secret and hidden. Now that it's an open source model, they kind of have to expose it. They don't have any option otherwise. And so now you get to see thinking tokens. And then when it's done thinking, it's going to actually give you the full response. You can parse this in different ways in, say, a production application. So obviously you don't want to show the end user the thinking tokens. It's really neat that we get to finally see this. Okay, so what I would do to get this running in a production environment is I would copy this initial code here, the transformers pipeline with PyTorch, then point it to the big model and install on a big GPU in a data center somewhere, Azure or Amazon AWS, or Google even. You can even do that too. And this is a bunch of boilerplate code, and you have your pre-prompt set up with the explanation of what you want it to do, and then you pass it through. Then you get the output. You get the output just like that, and then boom, you've got yourself an intelligence in a box. So you can create a whole sorts of applications now using this technology. Now, there's a lot of other models out there that it already exists that you can do the same thing for today. But it is neat now that you can finally do this, with the company that said that they're intended to be open. It's in their name. Why do they? OpenAI is now, they have some open source models for you.